Good afternoon, everybody. It's another great day in Arkansas. I'm Sean.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're back to good. Today we're going to walk around the trailer and we're going to talk about our solar systems and show you how we've been living for the last 3 years. We were in Arizona before we got here in Arkansas, and we were completely off grid there with electricity. We didn't have any access to that, so whatever power we made was from the sun. If we didn't get sun, like we had rain, we had to start the generator up and supplement that way. So we're going to go around today and show you all the different systems. We've got our main solar generator on the inside of the trailer that's 5.2 kilowatts. We run all of our main electronics off that. Our refrigerator on the inside. We have a microwave that uses 1400 watts, so it handles that. It goes up to 2000 watts max discharge. So we have a coffee pot, uses about 800 watts. So we have all, those amenities available to us. We have a propane stove. We cook with propane, so that's not electric. We also have two smaller solar generators, a 700 watt one and a 500 watt one. But the 500 watt one is not holding its charge very well anymore. That one's kind of just a pass through right now. It's plugged off the main unit, so it's getting power from there. And then we have small electronics outside, like cell phones,
little battery packs,
right,
that the kids use to charge their phones or something. So
yeah, I think we run a bug zapper off it, and a little box fan that uses about 40 watts on low.
It's in my YouTube studio that I showed you in the video the other day. My little crate of little goodies. That's what's in there, is a little solar generator. So that one's failing.
Yeah, that one's failing. So we were able to pick up a new one from GRECELL, 500 watt, same as that one. So that's going to replace that solar generator today. We're going to show you a little bit about that. And then we also have another DC solar system that's just dedicated to the trailer itself. It runs all the DC stuff on the inside, like the LED lights, which use very little wattage. They only use 1.5 to 2 watts per bulb. It runs our exhaust fans, our ceiling
for the stove, and the ones that are on the ceiling. And it also runs the water pump whenever that runs. So it's not running anything consistently usually, but on occasion at night we use the lights and things. So it doesn't draw a lot of power, but we have a separate system for that. We're
going to walk over. We're going to show you that system first because that's on the outside. It's easier to get to. It was the my first attempt at solar. I've got 200 watt panels on the roof. We are going to get up on the roof and show you that. But right here, we'll flip you around and show. So the wiring right there through that tubing is the solar cables. I put an inlet on the outside of the camper, and that goes into this cabinet here. We'll show you in just a moment. But it runs down off the top, and it is connected to two panels right in the front of the trailer here. So we'll show you that when we get up there. We'll come inside here to this cabinet. We got some tool storage in here. So when I made this system, I did want to put a circuit breaker in here so I could power it off. So the panel wiring, which is back here, those are the solar cables that come in to the breaker, and then out through the breaker they come into the charge controller, which is right here, and then from the charge controller they run down into, which was 2 batteries, but right now I only have one hooked up because that one actually failed on us, wouldn't take a charge anymore before we left Arizona. It was about 3 years old. I picked this one up a year later. When I put them in series, they both were at the same voltage, which is really important. But this battery is still going strong. You can see right now on the charge controller, it's at 13.6 volts, so it maxes out at 14.4. The arrow in is the charge from the solar panel, and then it's pulling water out of there through our inverter on the other side over here that runs into the trailer to all the outlets and powers everything. So we will go inside real quick and show you the main system screen, how it's doing today on the power. We haven't been using as much power as we've been here because we're working a lot. So we're going to go inside here and take a look and see how the main unit's doing, and we're going to look at that GRECELL unit we picked up because it's being charged right now from another solar panel. So let's see, hopefully it's not too dark in here. We're gonna light this up. So we're at 100% charge right now. It's been floating back and forth, but from 99 to 100 all day because we've been using very little power today. Right now we're only 140 watts out, and it's not getting anything on the PV. So let's turn this fan on, see if we can get the charge down a little bit and show what kind of wattage it's getting in just a moment. If we turn around here where Rachel's at, in this cabinet, so there used to be a dryer here. We put a washing machine, we hang dryer clothes. So there's an old dryer vent tube here that I ran solar cables up to one panel on the front of the roof of the trailer. And I have a barrel MC4 connector to barrel plug connected into the DC input on this unit here. And we can see right now it's a little bit overcast. Off that 100 watt panel, it's getting about 14 watts in, but we do have a lot of coverage from the trees outside. So when the sun comes out, we'll see if we can't check that again real quick. But that's how this one's getting charged right now. It's 520 watt hours. So what that means is if you were going to run something on it that used 50 watts, that would run it for about 10 hours. If it was 100 watts, like a refrigerator, it would run it for about 5 hours. It's got all the ports on it. It's got DC, USB, power delivery. It's got 2 AC output plugs. So you can plug appliances into it that aren't going to be high wattage. The maximum output, it says, is 500 watts. So you can't really hook any tools up to it that are going to be higher amperage. But for our needs, this is a small battery charger for our small electronics, laptops, cell phones. If we need to take the power cords and unplug something, and we could supplement this, plug a fridge into it for up to 5 hours when it was fully charged. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to get up on the roof and we're going to show you the solar panels that are up there powering our main unit. And there's Miss Clementine, our pretty kitty. Clementine, say hi. All right, everybody, we're outside, and we're going to get up on the trailer here, and we're going to take a look and see what the solar panels are looking like right now. There is quite a bit of shade out here, so they're not catching a lot of light on the inside, unfortunately. But we wanted to get up here and take a look. We also have another project coming up where we're going to seal the roof, and so we're going to look and see how bad it looks up here, and show you the solar panel configuration of what's going to where. And so I'm going to set you down for just a moment, and I'm going to get up here safely and show you around. All right, so we are up here on the roof now. I'll zoom you out a little bit just to get a little bit better of a picture. This is the first array of what would be considered 4. I have 4 arrays up here. This first 5 is ran in a series together. That means each panel is going from positive to negative all the way around. So where that panel is positive out and that one's negative out, and would be like one power system. And then in front of that one up here, I have 5 more panels. They are a little offset because of the vents that are in the top of the trailer, the exhaust fans. But the next 5, the 3 in front of that right there, this one here, and then that one, that is another 500 watt array that's ran in a series, positive to negative all the way around. So we get a negative coming out and a positive coming out. Now what we do with these two, because the voltage on these is right about 124 volts on both, but our main system, it only accepts a maximum of 145 volts. You got to keep that below the 145 volts. And how you do that is we run that series, and then this series here parallel. So now we have 1,000 watts worth of panels, but we keep the voltage the same when you do that. So now they're still at 120, 124, 125 volts. And when you run them in parallel, that's going to up your amperage too. So that's going to give better flow through the cables that go into our system. With the 1,000 watts going to the main system on a good sunny day when it's getting good sunlight, when they're hot, they're about 80% efficient. They are in the 800 to 900 watt range, feeding power into that system. We've been using that system for over 3 years like that. But you can see now here in the trees, we love these trees. We wouldn't trade them for the world. We do get more shade. So eventually when we get down on the property, I am planning on taking all these panels for the main system and getting them down on solar racks on the ground in a more open area that'll give us more daylight hours, because when we get down there, we won't have any luxury of getting extra electricity. That was the first 2 arrays. They ran together in parallel into the main unit. If you look a little further ahead, there's 3 more panels on the very front there. The 2 that are on the left hand side, that one and the one right behind that exhaust fan, those are the 2 panels that charge the DC system that run down the side of the camper that we showed you, and goes inside that front cabinet and charges the DC batteries. That panel on the far right up there, that's a single panel that's a 100 watter. Every panel up here is 100 watts, and that I have running through that dryer exhaust vent tube. We're gonna have to fix that cap. Looks like it came off a little bit on our trip, but that goes down into the cabinet we showed you on the inside, and there are 2 mini solar generators when we don't supplement them off the big generator. So hope that gives everybody a better idea of our solar system. Now that we're up here, looking at the roof, it has had its day. It could use definitely a new coating to help keep the heat off this in the summertime and help hold some heat in during the winter time. So we do need to get up here and fix that. We did have a leak. We've had 1 good rain since we've been in Arkansas, and we had a leak down here that we're going to need to fix. We got some tape coming in the mail. It's going to be here in just 2 days, so that's going to be our next project. Doesn't look like there's rain coming, but we are going to seal up these slides and make them weatherproof so we're not getting any leaks and damage on the inside. We have a slide on this side as well that we will be working on and sealing up. We've got a couple tarps I brought home from work the other day, and we're gonna makeshift canopies over this as well, where that canopy used to be. But in Arizona, the sun was very hard and they began to fray real quick. Wind out there, it was very windy. So that's another bonus. Being in Arkansas, we don't get that wind 6 months out of the year. That canopy on the master bedroom slide up there, that one is still intact, but we still are going to run the strip zip tape across that and get that sealed off as well. We are going to be winterizing the underneath of the trailer here coming up soon. We've got some supplies coming for that. It's an awesome deal. We can't be more happy about that stuff coming, and we're going to be able to do the skirting around the whole bottom of the trailer, insulate that. We're going to get some mulch put down here in a future video to help soak up water when it rains, and we are going to get some pallets to elevate that refrigerator down there on our front porch area. So that's what I got to show you today with the solar. I really appreciate you watching and coming along, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, so this is our other little solar generator that we do charge with that barrel plug in the cabinet. It was in the cabinet all day from this morning. It was depleted last night, and it was able to get a full charge. This is a 700 watt hour. We use this one. The kids use it a lot to power their laptops. They were doing a lot of their schoolwork online. Okay, we're back inside. Wanted to give you a little bit better view of how big our 5.2 kilowatt system is. It is on wheels, but it is quite heavy. It is 200 pounds, so It's really meant for like home backup or small power usage. We've been utilizing this for 3 years and living without electricity, just supplementing with a generator. It runs all of our appliances in the home, microwave. I'm gonna tap that on real quick and you can see you know, it's about 1400 watts, so we were using about 150 watts before it started up. It's having no problems at all handling that. We have other appliances that we run off it. We can run a pressure cooker, a coffee pot, pizza cooker, all the appliances you could think of, you know, all one at a time, and you know, anything that doesn't exceed 2000 watts. So just wanted to give you a little more information on our main unit and how we're living, how we've been living off grid for the last 3 years before getting out here. And when we get down to our property down the road here, we are going to be completely off grid with the electricity. So we will be hopefully upgrading our solar systems in the future to more permanent ones. But these have been working for us. We just, you know, do the best we can, and it may not be a laptop night, or, you know, we might just have to work with cell phones. When we turn the electricity off and conserve so we can make it through the night, make sure we run our refrigerator, and then once we get to daylight, we start making electricity again.
Yeah. So let's go outside. I'm going to show you this new GRECELL battery that we have, and I'm going to show you what I use it for. So let's go outside and check that out. Okay guys, I'm back. Well, Sean's not with me now because he got an important email that said that we have an order at Lowe's ready to pick up. So he rushed over to Russellville and he's going to go pick up that special order for a future video. So look forward to that. And in the meantime, I wanted to show you guys what I plan on using this new GRECELL battery for. The other battery that we had in here for our outdoor use is not holding a charge. So I'm going to show you what I use it for, all the things that I plug into it, but we're going to be replacing it with the new GRECELL 500 watt battery. So we are going to show you what we're going to do here. So let's come along. So this is a 500 watt portable station, and it's got all kinds of outlets on the front. So we're not going to probably be using the DC cigarette lighter, what most people know as a cigarette lighter. We're not going to be using that part right now. But we are going to be using the DC input, which is where Sean showed you in the cabinet inside, where we use the solar panels that are on the roof, and we use them to charge our smaller portable batteries. So we can just go take this in there and use the existing cable that we have to the solar panels on our roof that can charge this. So it's just a 100 watt solar panel that's hooked up to that line, so it would be 100 watts of solar input to it. So we can charge it really quickly on that. So we also have the two AC outlets, which I'll be using both. I'm going to use one to power our outdoor box fan. It gets very dusty, but this is just to keep me cool while we're sitting out here editing or taking a break. So I'm going to be powering that fan. And the other thing that I'm going to be using for the AC outlet is this cord. And this cord here is to charge my cell phone. So most of you know that I use my cell phone to record and edit videos with, so it's essential that I have a way to charge my phone. So if I'm sitting here taking a break, I can use the AC adapter that came with my phone. It's a super fast charger and it charges it really fast. So if I need to take a break and charge my phone, I can sit here, use the GRECELL battery to plug in and charge my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and get that plugged in because we're going to put this all back together. So we're going to plug in my super fast charger, and then we're going to plug in the fan once I get this in my crate. But for now, I'm just going to let you see it. So the next things that I use this for, I have some cords that I use. If I can do this without making everything else fall down here. I've got 3 cords, and they all have a USB-A, which is the rectangle end that you plug into the GRECELL. So we're going to use these, and I've got one that is a USB-C, and I use that to charge a few things. I'll show you here. We're going to use the top 3 here. The third one, or the fourth one down, is a power delivery 60 watts. So that's if you want to charge the battery from like a battery pack. So we're going to plug these in. These are all QC 3.0 USB-C outlets. So we're going to plug these in. And this first one I'm going to use, I use it to charge my little ear pods that I use while I'm editing. It's what I put in my ears to hear the audio so I can hear what music I'm picking, or to see if I need to lower or raise the volume at all. So this is important. I keep these charged because I use that. And then I have another thing that I charge with the USB-C, which is my portable battery bank. And this is a USB-C outlet and a USB-C. So this goes into my phone, and this is the one that I can plug this cord into if I need to charge my battery pack. So this will charge my battery pack and my headset. And then the other two cords that I have are micro USB cords. So they're the USB-A on this end, and then this end is the micro USB. So it's the ones that have the flat edge on one side. So we're going to go ahead and plug both of those in, and I'll show you what I use those for various things. So one of the lines I use, well, I kind of use them for both on these, but one of the things that I use the micro USB cords for are flashlights. We use these almost every day when we're outside at night. We need to if we're walking around, we need to make sure we're not running into snakes or anything. And then we also use them if I hear creepy things in the woods and need to make sure there's not a raccoon running up on me or something. So very important. Every night we use these, and then every day in the morning I come out and I plug all these things in to charge them. So this is a very important tool for me to make sure I have flashlights and all my battery packs and everything charged. So we're going to set these aside. And then one of the other things that I use it for is to charge my selfie stick, which is for when I'm walking around recording. It's a extendable selfie stick. It also has a little tripod on it. So this is the only tripod I have. The one you're sitting on now is Gary and Mary's, and they're letting me borrow it. So thank you, Gary and Mary, for letting me borrow your tripod to film this. So this is my tripod. So usually it's in selfie stick form, and my phone goes in here, and these little flaps come out, and then it has these little lights on it that I can turn on. Right now they need to be charged. So at the ends of the lights, it has USB-C outlets. So I can charge the lights on the selfie stick, and it also has a remote control that I can use to start and stop the recording. So that also has a USB-C outlet to charge the remote. So this little thing has 3 parts that I need to charge. So this is all with the USB-C stick. So this cord goes to charge all of these things. And then the other 2 things that I use the micro USB for are the kids' battery packs. They use these to charge their cell phones with and stuff. So the older battery packs are usually micro USB. So these just happen to be all micro USB. So we have, like, I don't know, 6 or 8 of these things, and they're all different sizes and shapes and brands or whatever. But we charge these with the micro USB cord. So and during the day I'll come out in the morning and plug them all in and set them up here. Well, it'll be in here, but we set them up here and just let them charge. So we get these all going. But we also have lights like these little magnet lights, and they're rechargeable as well. So this is a USB-C, so I'll use this cord to charge this battery. And every day, every morning, this is what I do, is I come out and I charge all this stuff. So those are some of the things that we use this type of battery for. It's not something you're going to run your household on. You're not going to be able to run a microwave or even a fridge. If you have a small apartment-sized fridge that is very low watt to run it, like the one we have inside is 100 watts, so we could run that fridge for 5 hours on emergency. Or we could run it intermittently for longer, you know, if we put it on a timer or something. So this would be great for emergency uses. But it's also great for everyday uses for us, because we have lived off-grid in Arizona for 3 years, and we plan to be completely off-grid when we get to our property here in Arkansas. So as soon as we clear that, we're going to be back over on our property, and we're going to be completely off-grid. We will not have a telephone pole or a power electricity pole. We won't have a water hookup at our property. So we are going to be living off-grid. And these type of devices are essential for us to get our daily needs. Filming YouTube, we do need little device things, so we're not off-grid in the sense that we have no contact with the outside world. We do have cell phones and we do have internet, but we will not have grid power or grid water. So us to explore our options, we have used solar so far. And so these type of units are great for powering these type of devices. You could also use these, even if you're not off-grid, you could use them to help reduce your electric bill. You could also use it to take it camping or going to the lake or a picnic or on a boating out event for the weekend or something. So it's really handy to keep your devices charged, or in an event of an emergency of hurricanes or tornadoes and your power goes out for several hours and you want to be able to charge your phone to be able to keep in contact with family. Something like this would be really helpful just to keep your devices charged. So it would give you an extended amount of time to be able to keep the resources that are essential when you really need them. So, it's something that has been essential for our lifestyle, and we just wanted to share it with you, and I wanted to show you how we use it and how essential it is in our living that we use devices like this. So I just thought it would be great to share it with you, and maybe it'll be handy for you in some way, but it sure is handy for us. So, we appreciate this battery by GRECELL, T500, 500 watt, and I hope you enjoyed Sean's tour of their main system that we have and some of the backups we have, and he showed you the solar panels and how that all works in our DC. So I hope you enjoyed his knowledge about all that, because he set that all up and he's more familiar with what everything is and how many watts and things everything is. So I was glad to have him in here to help me with this video and explain all that to you, because he did a way better job than I would have. So I hope that you enjoyed our tour of our solar, and it would be nice that, if something ever happens to solar, that we have a backup system, so we will have redundancy when you're living off-grid. So you don't want necessarily everything running off of one system. You're going to want backup systems of backup systems and independent systems and all that. So right now we're getting into a comfort zone with the solar, and when we get on our new property, maybe we will explore the wind and hydro options available and other options that may be available as well. So magnetic, I don't know. We're open for new options. So we just thought we'd bring you along, show you how we've been living for 3 years and how we plan to be living when we get on our property. This is how we operate. So we just wanted to share it with you, and we noticed in a lot of the comments people were suggesting that we put tarps over the camper to shield it from rain and things like that, but we're going to have a whole new plan with rainproofing the camper, but we cannot use the tarps because now that we have a roof full of solar panels. So until we get to our property, we cannot cover the roof. Once we get to our property, we will be taking the panels off, and we'll make a rack for them or buy a rack for them, and we'll be resealing the roof. So that'll be in an upcoming video, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope it was helpful for somebody out there, and you have a great day, and we'll see you soon. We're going to be winterizing, and we are going to have a lot of things coming up. So things are on order. They should be here within a few days, and we're going to have an exciting video about rainproofing and winterizing the camper. So stay tuned.